Welcome to Practical Tool of the Day, Birchus Kriya Shema, objective praise. Everything we're trying to do in our Judaism, to build a relationship with Hashem, is especially expressed to a great deal in our davening prayers. Everything that we're trying to get to in our worship of God as Jews is expressed to a great deal in our davening prayers. We build a relationship with Hashem. And just like in a relationship with anyone, you don't want it to be stagnant. You don't want it to stand on one place. You want it to grow. So too, the sages have instituted for us the different stages for us to grow in the relationship until it reaches its highest point at the time of Shemona Esrei, the silent prayer. On the way to getting to those levels, we've spoken about Psukei de Zimra, the verses of song, first level. We're now up to a second level, which is the blessings of Kriya Shema. Kriya Shema, to read Kriya Shema in the morning, we know is a mitzvah from the Torah. It's the mission statement of the Jews. We do it every morning and every evening. But beyond that, the sages have given us an amazing tool of how to build our relationship with God. So what I want to do today is go over two words, what the words subjective and objective mean. Subjective praise and objective praise, because that's really going to be the tool. Then afterwards, I want to show you the tool that the sages have given us, and then I want to show you how to use it. So first, a definition of subjective and objective. A lot of times, when a person is full of feelings, they have very strong feelings inside, what it does is it clouds their perception of the reality around them. They end up viewing the world through their own eyeglasses. A lot of times this happens with kids. Kids are very full of feeling. Everything they see around depends on what they're feeling. Someone hurt them, it's the end of the world. Someone gave them respect, they're on the top of the world, even though they're sitting on their baby chair. A child is full of feelings. He sees the world subjectively. As a person gets older, young adult, he starts to see what's really going on in the world, objectively. The same thing happens to us every morning in prayer. When we get up in the morning, we said the first step, you need to locate your feelings. We go to see where our feelings are. That's the first level. Before, when our feelings are still very strong in us, before we express them, we're still seeing things subjectively. As long as a person is full of feeling, it clouds his perception for what's outside. Once we go through the verses of song, once we locate our feelings and have expressed them and have released them, then what happens is, suddenly, we can see the world objectively. And so that's what takes place now at the time of the brachas of Kriya Shema. Now I'm going to give you the tool. So what the sages have done is, even though we have a mitzvah, we have a command every day to read the Kriya Shema in the morning and in the evening, what they have done is position the blessings around Kriya Shema to make it a whole experience. Watch this. Imagine that you were living in a cave. Everything was dark. And all of a sudden, one day, you just start to crawl out. You reach the opening. And you start to see, wow, there's sunlight, a sunrise. Wow, everything is full of sun. What would you feel? That's the way we feel when we reach Birchas Kriya Shema. We've just expressed our emotions. Now the first blessing is about the beauty of the world. The objective beauty of the world that God has given us. Hashem creates light and darkness, the sun, the moon, the stars. That's the first blessing. Second blessing is about the spiritual potential that Hashem gives us. We're not only here in the world to do physical things. Hashem gives us a lot of potential to build a mutual relationship with Him. Almost unbelievable. And the third blessing is that Hashem really has the ability to transform us from our physical type of lives to the spiritual level of connection with Him. That's the third bracha, Geula. So through these brachas, they've made Kriya Shema an experience. That's the tool. When you go through that level, you can give then objective praise to Hashem. It's not like we were telling Hashem at the time of Psukei de Zimra what I'm feeling today. It's not an expression of the way that I see things. It's what God has really given us. A beautiful world and beautiful opportunity to connect to Him. Now I'm going to show you how to use the tool. So what a person needs to do at that moment, when he reaches Birchas Kriya Shema, a word of advice: take 10 seconds before beginning each one of the brachas. Take 10 seconds before you begin that first bracha of Kriya Shema. Imagine yourself coming out of the cave. Wow. Now I could see things clearly. Such a beautiful world. Tov yotza ma'oris. Hashem created the sun, the moon, the stars, even the realms above, as many Jewish people were able to see in previous years through Ruach HaKodesh. Then it comes the second bracha. Take out 10 seconds, think, wow, look at the awesome potential of connection to you, Ribbono Shel Olam, that you've given us. First thing, to understand your Torah. Second thing, to have a connection with you through the Torah. Third thing, we're a whole nation. We represent the whole nation, which is a representation to the world that God's presence is here in the world. And then, ideally before Emes V'Yatziv, take out 10 seconds and realize that Hashem has the ability to transport you from the physical level to the spiritual level. But here's the catch. Hashem will only transport us from the physical to the spiritual if He sees we really want. Only when we realize the first bracha, the first blessing is about this physical world. Only when we realize that's not really what I want. I don't just want to be a worker over here in the physical world throughout my life and then just pass away. I want to go for the potential. I really want the spiritual part. I want to connect to the Creator of the world. When you really want that, then you need to take a jump. If you take the jump, Hashem will transport you. What's the jump? The jump is Kriya Shema. Yes, Kriya Shema is our mission statement. But according to the Holy Sfarim, according to the Ramchal, it also represents Mesiras Nefesh. It's a person saying, I don't want to stay where I am. I want to be spiritual. And you take the jump. Shema Yisrael Shem Echad. Hashem is infinite. Everything in the physical world is really all sourced in Him. He's behind it all. So what I want is not the physical pleasures of this world. I want Him. If Hashem sees that we want Him, then we go to the last bracha. Okay, then I'll take you out. And just like God took the Jewish people out of Egypt, Geula, He uplifted them from whatever level they were sunk in, and He gave them a connection to Him, Creator of the world, gave them the Torah. So too, we believe that He'll do the same for us. If we use this tool, the blessings of Kriya Shema make it a whole experience. We can then not only put our feelings into our relationship, but we can give God objective praise. By the end of the brachas of Kriya Shema, we come to that level which is prepared now for that closest level of connection that will take place in Shemona Esrei, in the silent prayer. The more that we recognize the objective beauty of what God has given us, whether it's in the physical world or in the spiritual world, the opportunity has given us to connect to Him, and we show how much we want it, and we go for it, that's how much He will put into the relationship for us throughout the rest of that day and throughout our entire lives. Have a great day. Be'ezer Hashem.